thing on? Is this thing on? Okay. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day. Well, at least it's hump day at the time of recording this. So happy hump day. Wait, this can't be live. There we go. How sweet. Right off the bat, big shout out to Chad Caruso, the friggin' G, skating across the United States for Natural High. Natural High is a charity that he's raising funds for. They help kids concentrate on their passions and stuff and hobbies to help keep them off drugs and alcohol. Super honorable charity. And I've been following Chad's live stream for this trip across the United States since day one, and just really met a lot of super cool people in the chat. And it's just a great community, as it always has been with my skateboarding community. I just freaking love you guys. So big shout out to Chad Caruso and Danny Torres. Danny is like, he's the guy driving the support van for Chad and giving support and just being an all around friggin' awesome dude. Um, Shout out to Glixo, Bird Dog, Krista Houghton. I got you, fam. I'm just running a little behind today, getting set up. Had a rough day. Woke up with a migraine, which are like super crippling for me. The way my migraines happen. Let's see. I gotta read Gambit Neo's response here. We were chatting earlier. Sorry, guys. I'm moving. I'm working on it. At the moment, we only use the background and not the lights. We take the picture in front of the window. The black looks more dark because she lowers the exposure to, okay. Point one in the picture. Okay. I figured it was exposure stuff. Got it. Cool. Let me get over to my YouTube chat monitor. I got Chad Caruso's live stream playing on my other monitor, so that's why we don't hear music right now. Chat settings, chat filter, all messages. Cool. So hello to one person that's watching right now, maybe. Maybe it's one person. Hello. Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm just getting some stuff cleaned up here. So this is part 2 of what we were doing yesterday, setting up a print. I have this screaming hand right here. This is actually for Chad Caruso. Um, I've got a little bit of prep work to do on it here, and then I'm gonna reprimer it with a flat black before I start painting it. We might get to starting this today, maybe. I just have to see how long it takes to get this print off the build plate that we set up yesterday for Daredevil, which is what this project's all about. Is we're doing Daredevil, but sometimes there's time in between steps that you can use to do something else with. I got to refill my alcohol bottle. I just got a delivery of a gallon of alcohol, so I'm setting that out. I'll tell you, if you're thinking about getting into resin printing, you're also going by getting into resin printing, you're going to get into practically buying stock in paper towels and isopropyl alcohol. What's up, Tim? What's up, dude? I actually just gave you a big shout out. I was giving everybody and Chad big shout outs for all the awesomeness that everybody is and the live stream. In fact, I have check it out. You'll dig this, Tim. I got Chad's live stream up on my other monitor. That's the monitor I usually use to play music with, but I've had anytime I live stream, I have Chad's live stream typically going. But yeah, if you're getting into 3D printing, like at least with resin, you're gonna go through a fuck ton of paper towels and alcohol. And dude, I hope I'm not taking you away from Chad's live stream, man. If I remember right, you said you have another monitor you can watch it on. So I definitely don't want to take you. I don't want to take anybody away from Chad's live stream, of course. Yeah, bro. I freaking love the whole community over there with Chad's live streaming and stuff. Like we've been there since day one, man. It's just super cool. Everybody's so nice, and I don't know what's up with Glixo. He 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 blocked me or something for some reason or the other. I don't know why, but whatever. I did feel at times the guy had kind of had a chip on his shoulder, but I don't know. I understand I can come off as a little gruff to some people. It's okay. I said my apologies for whatever I said to offend him or upset him, whatever made him block me, but it's all good. It's all good. So here's our Santa Cruz Screaming Hand. This is what they look like before I really start painting them. I fucked up though. I don't know if you could see this. I oversprayed a little bit, so I got a drip that I've actually got to take that down a little bit. I use these little soft bits for smoothing out stuff like that. Okay, wait, you were saying, oh, you're handling the bandwidth of both for the oh, gotcha. Okay. Been wanting to see the hand. He was what was he a real punk about it? About I don't even know what he was upset with. Like I have no clue why the dude blocked me or nothing. Like, all right. It was probably I probably said something stupid and he got I mean, I do that sometimes. I'm not perfect. I'll try to be. You were disappointed in him? Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at him or anything. I was just kind of like, why did you block me, dude? What did I say? I remember like in the beginning we butted heads on a fucking black whether or not wearing a black or a white t-shirt was better in the sun. And he was butting heads with me about it. And I think we're just both the type of people that I don't know, but like I don't know how to explain it. Like our personalities will just clash. It's all good. See, you were disappointed in him, but that's how he seemed at first. Okay. He says stupid stuff too. It shouldn't matter. He didn't give a reason. and felt it was okay to block you for no reason and not explain it. So you're in the right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's too good and too smart for me to have me in his brain or something. You know, he didn't want me living rent free in his head, so he just blocked me. Probably smart. That's cool. No skin off my back. I thought the dude was all right though. You know, I mean, he didn't bother me at all. He kind of came across as like a little bit of a know-it-all. Like that's kind of the reason why I said what I said about the white t-shirts and the black t-shirts. You know, like I just simply agreed with what the other guy was saying. You know, like black absorbs heat, white reflects heat. You know, and if you're concerned about UV rays, then you wear black. You know, or you wear a mixture of both. And then he started talking about the Bedouin and shit. I was like, whoa, bro. I've been to Egypt. I know why they wear those clothes. Like, it's all good, bro. Calm down. I noticed there was a little bit of like they call it a layer shift. I noticed that on the arm here, so I'm just resanding it. I'm gonna end up having to put several layers of paint on this thing to blend this all in. Maybe I'll just reprint it. I don't know. You want this one, dude? I'll paint this one up and send it to you. And I'll reprint Chad a new one. But yeah, this is what they look like before. And then, I paint what they call a zenithal highlight over it and start putting in the blue. I hand paint all the like the tongue and the mouth and everything, the fingernails, and then I do a little bit of dry brushing and finish them off. They're not that difficult. It's a pretty simple paint job. I just try to make it look kind of cartoonish, like the way the stickers and like the way the logo looks. But yeah, so this is the beginning of it. I'm kind of just killing a little bit of time right now because this is a continuation of the stream I started yesterday. I'm working on Daredevil by a company called Sanix 3D, and I had a few requests about like how I set up my prints on the computer and everything. So my live stream yesterday was all about like it was me in my office with my phone just aimed at my monitor because I don't know how to do the whole thing with the computer yet, where you can put your monitor screen on the YouTube, like so. You know what I'm talking about. You're a smart dude. Like, but I haven't figured out how to do that. I just bought a brand new laptop. So now I have like super high speed laptop and a PC. And I got this thing called this OBS. Oh, so you fucking know OBS. Yeah, stream software. So I downloaded OBS and uh basically started I went to YouTube University last night and started teaching myself kind of like the little ins and outs, the beginning little tricks of it. And I learned that there is a way to use your phone as the camera. You have to go to some other website and then copy and paste the URL to the to OBS after you set your phone up on the other web. Like it's kind of complicated. To me, it is. So yeah, that's what I got the laptop for. So instead of having like my iPad here to control to monitor the chat and everything, I got an armature, so my laptop will be up here, and I'll have the screen and everything. And then I've got a stream deck that's going to go down here. So I got to run OBS so I'll be running OBS to do my channel, and I'll have hotkeys where I can just push a button and a little graphic will pop up saying I'll be right back, if I got to go take a piss or something while I'm live streaming. Just shit like that. I've only been doing YouTube for like barely a year, a little over a year, and since I've been on disability, I've been doing a lot more live streaming and stuff. Uh, One, it's a lot easier and faster than just basically recording footage while I'm working. Yeah, bro. I'm sure we do. Like, if you're new to OBS, I mean, I'm brand new to OBS. I barely even scratched the surface with the thing. Same with the Stream Deck. I just learned how to, like, I just learned, like yesterday, I learned how to um, set up like website hotkeys, so if I push a button, I'll just push one button on the Stream Deck and OBS pops up. Same with YouTube and all that other shit. I did buy a new phone, so I got a brand new iPhone 16. So now I'm able to use the USB-C mic receiver for my. This is what's called a lavalier microphone. I'm sure you see people wearing these all the time. And then the receiver for it's plugged into my phone. So now I've got a decent sounding mic again. So it's slowly but surely it's getting there. I'll probably have everything figured out and running smooth like the day I have to go back to work, which is going to be in September. I go back to work September 1st. On the good side, though, on a personal note, I've had a workers' comp case going this whole time that I've been on disability. It's been a real fucking pain in the ass. Um, but they finally reached a settlement with me. They just want me to go away, basically. So you know how they, how workers' comp is. Um, so I got the settlement, and no pun intended, the check's in the mail. So I'm gonna be doing pretty damn good monetarily for quite a while, and I get to go back to my job. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. Workers' comp is such a fucking pain in the ass, though, man. I had to hire a lawyer to get through this shit. It just started getting too crazy for me. Like, I don't know how these laws and all this bullshit works. I don't know the language. Shit, I've never even spent a night in jail, man. And uh, thank fuck my wife knows a lot about this shit. But anyhow, yeah, I hired a lawyer, and he did a good job. I'll just say that. So yeah, I've been very fortunate that I was able to purchase a new phone and laptop and all the stuff from my channel, and not having it fucking hurt my bank. Let me catch up with the chat. Hey, what's up, Derek? Send you some money. Oh, I would love to, man. I would love to. I actually just promised one of the cats in the chat over at Chad Caruso's page. Yeah, Sergeant, when you get a chance, cruise over to Chad Caruso Just look up Chad Caruso on YouTube. He's skateboarding across America right now. He just got into Florida this morning. He's doing it for charity. He's doing it for a charity called Natural High. And basically, it's a program that helps kids focus on their passions and goals and their hobbies and stuff to help keep them off drugs and alcohol. So it's a super good cause that he's skating for. Um, but he started in Venice Beach, California, and he just rolled into Florida this morning. So when you get a chance, yeah, cruise over to his channel and give him some love. You just left Orlando. Yeah, his trip ends in Jacksonville, and he's thinking maybe Monday he'll be in Jacksonville. I've been watching since day one, right along with Tim Fine here. Big shout out to Tim. And thanks for joining my channel too, Tim. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that I'm not taking away from Chad's live stream at all with you. I definitely don't want to do that with anybody that decides to come and check my channel out. But yeah, I want to let you know I really appreciate you, dude. Uh, the likes and the subscribes actually really help out the channel as far as having it grow. Because someday I would absolutely love to do this for a living. Not necessarily YouTube, but just being able to, you know, get enough commissions and jobs doing 3D printing and painting to where I can quit my job, and have and retire. Yeah, I definitely didn't get enough money from workers comp to where I could say, all right, I'm retiring. I still got to go back to fucking work. Dude, thanks for asking me about that. I forgot to ask you about that, Tim. I went to your channel, but the only video I saw, and I'll be honest too, I had a migraine really bad earlier. But to be honest, the only thing I listened to two songs, but they were both, I didn't realize it until later. But they were posted like 10 years ago. So I got to go back and check it out, which I will do. I don't think I subscribed to your channel either, which I'll do. I saw you only have what, 3 subscribers or something like that. So I thought maybe I could help. Boost your let's boost your algorithm, brother. Just about done here with this, and then I can get on to getting this print off that we started yesterday. So Derek, if you're still with me here, Sarge, yesterday it's there now. Oh, it was private. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so you just made this song. That's cool. Oh, I wish I had my new guitar down here. I bought a new Washburn. I got a new acoustic electric Washburn. I traded in this Pakistani instrument called a bouzouki. I just never played it. I was looking for something that was like a baritone mandolin because I play mandolin. But anyhow, I traded that thing in because I never played it. It was really uncomfortable to play, and I had no idea what I was doing. And they gave me like $300 credit, and I used that money to put towards this Washburn that they had in there. It's called a Deep Forest Burlwood. It's one of the more recent guitars. It's not a super expensive guitar. It was like, I think they retail brand new for like 360 or something like that, maybe 400. But anyhow, I got one of those guitars. So if you look up Washburn Deep Forest Burlwood acoustic electric guitar, that's what I got. It's fucking beautiful. It's a really unique looking acoustic guitar. And what I loved most about it is it sounded very similar to my Alvarez. Yeah, I've been playing that a bit. Now that my shoulders aren't hurting me as much. Okay, so Sergeant, yesterday's live stream was about I had a few requests or just questions really about, how do you set up your prints? What do you do? And so yesterday's live stream was dedicated to basically, I just had my phone, my camera aimed at my screen at my monitor, and I just went through the whole process with them, with everyone on how to set up a print on the Anycubic slicer, because I use Anycubic printers and all that. So I set that print up and we got it started. At the very end of the live stream, I actually got the print started. Oh, you looked it up, Tim? Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool looking guitar. I really like the burlwood finish on it. Well, I don't know, Gambit. I was actually waiting for a few more people to get into the chat, so I was just kind of fucking around until a few people came back in. I was gonna see if I haven't seen Jen pop in yet. Doing my best to keep an eye on the chat. But let me set up my first purpose. My first, we're going FPS. We're going FPS now. Or no, not FPS, just FPP, first person perspective. So we're gonna check this out. So I have not checked on these prints since last night at about 6:30, and it looked like they were printing okay. Not shooting it. Not shooting it. What did I miss, Tim? I'm not correlating that with anything I said or whatever happened. Chad Caruso, what's up, dude? Kick ass, man. First person shooter, FPS. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not shooting the guitar. Okay, so here we go. This is the big moment. I have no idea. Oh, I forgot. Gotta have PPE, man. Gotta have the PPE. So I have not checked on this print since about 6:30 last night, and it looked like it was printing pretty good. So yeah, yesterday I spent like 2 and 3/4 hours going through my printing processes or like setting up a print. That was yesterday's live stream. So today is the continuation of that, because I'd have a few people mention they'd like to see the whole process, instead of like everything being super sped up and shit. So anyhow, let's have a look. This is the magic moment. Hopefully it's magical. So you can see in these fireproof enclosures that I have my printer set up on, you can see that this one's kind of sucked in. Okay, that's my ventilation fan. And both printers are actually connected in the middle at the seam. That's the vent hole back there for that one. And this is the air intake. And then I've got a really powerful fan that's inside of this one that ducts out and up and around and out my garage. So it really helps cut down the fumes. My wife like totally freaked out about the fumes, and rightly so. This stuff's super toxic. So anyhow, holy shit, this thing's dirty. It's so dusty in my garage. So let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. Okay. All right. That actually looks like everything printed. One thing I'll usually do to make sure everything's printed before I take it off, just that way I'm not disappointed, is I'll take my little spatula here and I'll check the bottom. Okay, and so right here already, I can feel something in there that didn't print. And we talked about that yesterday. It's actually a big piece. You can see that down there when I sweep across. There's a big piece down there that didn't print. So what happened is it didn't stick to the build plate surface at all. And from the looks of it, I think that's the torso. So we'll have to reprint the torso. No big deal. I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad it misprinted like in the build in the actual vat, and didn't continue to print, because it would have just wasted a whole bunch of resin, like if it misprinted or something like that. So as far as misprints are concerned, that's you can't ask for a better misprint, because it just stopped. It didn't print the whole thing. But looking at everything else, it looks like everything printed really well. So I think the only thing missing is the torso, and I'll go upstairs and reprint that tonight, and we'll take that off and get that going tomorrow too. This happens sometimes. It does, and I don't know why it happened in this particular case. I make my own soda. I love it. That's Mountain Dew Code Red. I don't make it. I just have a soda stream, so I carbonate water and pour some fucking syrup in it. Things are great. But let's get this off the build plate, and we'll see how we did. So, oh, I have some things I'm going to have to prep over here. I'm losing track of myself here. Okay, so what I usually do, what I get ready first are my wash basins, okay? So this one has dirty resin in it, or dirty alcohol. Ugh. So this is the Anycubic Wash and Cure Station. It does both. Let me catch this chat real quick. This would be a soda stream too. That's good, dude. You're a witty guy, man. I like that. I love it. It shows good intelligence. Not that I didn't think you were a smart guy. I could already tell you were. That was pretty funny though. So this one has dirty resin in it. I'll show you guys that. This is the first stage in washing my prints off. It smells really bad. I like to keep the lid on it until I'm actually going to use it. And this is the wash and cure station. You can see it's got some little gears in there. Underneath this, I'm probably really annoying in person. Me too, dude. Me too. Um, so this is the first stage. I do my wash and curing in I do my washing in like 4 stages basically. So dirty resin first, and then it goes into a simple green bath, and then I wash it off with water. You got to wash the simple green off, and then it goes into clean resin bath. So it just hopefully ensures that the print is rinsed off, like all the resin is completely rinsed off and cleaned out before I try to cure it. So we're going to go to wash, put it on like 8 minutes. All right. And we'll come over here to get our print off. And with the Photon Max, it's just their old school, typical. They don't have like a quick release. So you just unscrew this, and then you get your tub out. I use this plastic tub to catch my prints in, and I'll just kind of hold it up right here, and I'll slide the build plate off and just carry that over. That way, anything that's dripping just automatically lands in there. Yeah, no worries, Tim. So everything looks really good. Just obviously, except for the torso that didn't print. That this is where the torso should have been. But like I said, I'm really glad that it misprinted in the vat. It saves me a lot of resin. And I think I had, yeah, a couple of the little satchels and stuff didn't print either, because those were like all close to the close to the torso. But hey, we got his staff looks pretty good. It's got nice texture on there. So we'll go ahead and pop these off. Easy peasy. All right. Base turned out perfectly. I don't see any layer shifts or anything. We'll inspect everything a little better here in a minute. This is really nice too. I have a little roll of paper towels right above my station here. So I'm able to just, it's all about efficiency and easy access to everything. You know, just having a good workflow in your printing area. All right. Those are all empty. This is just any cubic standard gray resin. Jen's here. What's up, girl? Big shout out to Jen. Hello, hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the welcome. Just fucking welcome. So if you just popped in, Jen, everything printed great except for the torso, and it looked like two of the bags, like the holster and something else, and those are actually at the bottom of the vat. So um I was explaining that that's like basically the best misprint that you can get, where it does, the print basically didn't adhere to the build plate. It just got stuck on the release film. Do you mix your resin with anything? Standard always seems to be really brittle. No, I do not, to be honest with you. Um, and I kind of went over that yesterday in a sense that I was just saying like resin's really brittle. And I basically, the conversation was like, someone asked if I added infill structure on my prints, which I do not. Um, and reason being is because infill structure cost resin. And if you're doing, fine quality, high quality paint jobs, if you're spending 17-30 hours on a build, or even in this, like in a model like this case, fuck, days upon days upon days. Anybody buying that model from you should know, one, that shit was expensive because I'm not cheap. My commission rates are like, for a standard model, like something like Beast up here or Mara Jade, those are $600 and $800 paint jobs. So basically, don't drop it. They're brittle. They will shatter into a million pieces. And that's that. If you have kids, don't spend money on something like that, probably. If you have little ones, because they're going to break it. Fucking glove. But yeah, I don't mix anything with my resin. And welcome to the channel, by the way, dude. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, man. Good time. I didn't catch your name. Let me check my monitor here, make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Oh, was that Sarge that asked me about that? Oh no, that was Noel. Oh, Noel, I think you've been here before. Yeah. Welcome back, dude. Haven't seen you in a minute. But yeah, I don't mix my resin with anything. It's just the Anycubic standard right out of the bottle, which I'm doing right now because when I get back up into the office, I'll have to because we had the misprint of the torso. I'm going to have to set that up. So I'm just going to make sure my printer has plenty of resin in it right off the bat. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to have to get that piece out. So when you have a misprint occur, this is a good learning moment for myself and everybody in the chat that's not done this before. Jen, this is a good thing for you to know. When you have a misprint where a print doesn't adhere to the build plate, which is exactly what happened here, it didn't adhere to the build plate. So what happens is the print gets stuck at the bottom of the vat. It's stuck to the release film. And older printers don't have this option, but the newer ones do, where you can basically expose the entire bottom of the print bed, and that piece that's adhered to, or not the print bed, sorry, the release film, that piece that is stuck on there is going to be attached to this sheet of exposed resin that we're about to see. So you'll see this is how you clean that off. This is how you correct that mistake. So we're going to go to where is it? Clear up. All right. And then you can choose your exposure time. That piece actually felt like it's pretty thick. So I might want to go with like 20 seconds. And I'm going to hit this UV light. And now it's exposing the entire build plate volume on the bottom. It's exposing a layer of resin. And it's going to grab onto that piece. And we're going to peel the whole thing out. Okay, and the way I usually do this is I like to take off the build plate a little bit. You don't want to get your spatula down there and like try digging this thing out, because you can damage your release film, which I learned the hard way. So what I do is I'll take the vat off and just kind of hang it over the edge so I can get my finger in underneath there, and I'll gently lift up a little bit. And what that does is it gives me an edge to grab and start peeling out. And what I use to grab that is not where I need it to be. Scheisse. Do I have them on my other bench? Yep, I do. Right here. So I use these to grab the this sheet of resin that we're going to pull out of here. So you just want to gently get in there and find the edge. There we go. You can see that start popping out. And just kind of work your way around. And there's going to be a lot of resin stuck to this thing. Here you go. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that. This area right here, that's where the print was supposed to be. So I usually like to grab this corner, and I'm just going to slowly pull this out. And I just lift it up and let it drip off for a few. Resin is expensive. About 15 USD. There, if you could see through the light there a little better now. Oops, try to steady that. You can see where the prints were that failed. So two of the bags, like the holster and one of the other little utility bags, and then you can see the big spot where the torso was supposed to be. And I always try to lay that out flat in the trash. I'll show you why in a minute. get this cleaned off here real quick. That's where that's supposed to be. All right. Cancel that out since we're done. Go back to, there we go. So it's ready to go. Could finish pouring that resin in. Also, another little tool or gadget to have if you're into 3D printing is kind of like a high powered, it's basically a high powered UV light. You get them on Amazon. I think this one was about $30. They're real powerful. And that sheet that we do, you never want to throw this stuff away uncured. So you're going to get that UV light down there and just get that all exposed. Really, just get it cured as well as you possibly can. Really, really important. This thing's going to go to the dump. Uh, Resin gives off a lot of energy in the form of heat. It's a photopolymeric resin is what it is, and it gives off a lot of energy when it's curing once UV light hits it. So you figure, if you had a bunch of uncured resin in your trash bag and this goes to the dump, it could really cause some fucking problems and major health risks for other people. So I do this anytime I clean out my resin vat like that. If I have a misprint, any resin, you know, misprints or, any kind of resin trash that goes into my trash, it gets cured first. If I have a whole bunch of pieces, like what I'll do is I'll throw those in like a tub, like one of these tubs, and I'll just go set it outside while I'm working. Just let the sun cure it all, and then I'll go flip it a couple times. So I do that every time before I throw anything away. So it's feeling pretty cured there. All right. You want to be careful when you don't want to wave this thing around in your studio either, because you got resin out and stuff that's not cured yet. So you make sure I'll like aim it away and then make sure it's turned off before I bring it back over. Another thing I've learned the hard way not to do. You figure out all these crazy little steps for things that you have to add to your routine, for your own safety and others. So let me catch up with the chat here. Oh, you've been using ABS like I think that's what Gambit uses as well. Or no, I think Gambit said he uses. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Gambit uses ABS Lite. I still haven't tried it yet. I need to check it out. No, Jen, in answer to your question, there's not. Uh, well, fuck me running. Cool. Well, I got a little bit of flat soda left. To answer your question, Jen, no, there's not always a sheet of resin. That's only if you have a misprint. Like I said, I had a misprint on the torso. It didn't print. So when that happens, when you have a misprint that's stuck to the bottom of the release film, that's what you have to do. With the newer printers, that's what you do to get that piece off. Okay, so Sergeant Digital mixes his ABS with regular. That's cool. So I have a question about that. Did you have to change your settings a lot, to do that? Did you have to mess with your settings a lot um to get it to, to do the exposure time correctly and stuff? Like how was the adjustment? One plus about having a studio in your garage, if you have a spill or anything, you just fucking hose it down. Very, very fortunate to have a garage that I can keep my studio in. Mm. Mountain Dew Code Red is good when it's flat too. But yeah, Derek, I'd definitely like to know, like, you know, how was what's the difference with the settings? It's also my understanding that ABS like is it more expensive than the standard? I'm assuming it is, or is it about the same price? I honestly don't know because I never look. I never check. All right, back to cleaning. So I like to take some of the biggest pieces first. Oh, this is nice. So if anybody was watching yesterday, it makes the print more durable. Yeah, of course. So anybody watching yesterday, you can see my supports are really, really easy to come off. I'm just barely pulling those off with my thumb. But I do like to wash my supports off as well. So again, this is all dirty resin. It's the first one. Yeah, it's not going to fit in there very well. We'll have to wash them separately. So Derek just, or was that Derek that just said that? Changes the bottom time to expose longer. Gotcha. All right. So now that little blade at the bottom of this bin is going to start stirring. You can see that's all unexposed, dirty shit resin. And that's just going to swish around in there for whatever time you set it for. I usually go like 5 to 8 minutes on the first initial wash with all the parts. And then we'll get our next wash ready, which is down here. This is my simple green. Simple green. And then I got alcohol, clean alcohol. So I'm actually going to add to that now because I just had an alcohol delivery. I need like a heads up display pair of glasses that I can just see the chat in. That would be freaking cool. And I use 91% isopropyl, in case anybody was wondering. It's about $30 for a gallon of this stuff. Okay, so now it's winding down. You guys probably can't hear that. It's winding down, and then the blades are going to reverse. So it's going to have a reverse flow in the resin. We really want to get that alcohol all throughout the entire model, inside and out, as best we can. Catch up with the chat here while that's washing. Okay, so Sarge says he just changes the bottom time to a second longer. It costs about $30. $30 for a bottle of Elegoo. Okay. So that's considerably more expensive. I'd have to charge double for all my prints. Let's see. Gambit says, I noticed with ABS like resin, I have less failed prints as well. The supports are stronger. See, I don't really have a lot of failed prints at all typically. So I know I had one today, but again, that's the best kind of misprint. The misprint that gets stuck to the release film.
After all this full circle, 90 injuries and then that in the trip with the lumber.
Anything you print that's thin and long, like a lightsaber, tends to sag more. How do you orient your lightsaber blades, Noel? See, I had a couple of blades in here. I was mentioning yesterday, if you are going to print something long and thin, like something like this, where you don't want it to sag, print it vertically. You want to orient it almost straight up and down. You don't want any supports, especially if you plan on, if you're going to have a hollow lightsaber blade and you're going to put an LED noodle in there. Keep your walls about 1 millimeter. Set the wall thickness to 1 millimeter and print it vertically like this. That way, you don't have any internal supports that will be created, and that inside will be nice and clean. When you go to put that noodle in, you won't have any supports to get out. Because that'll scratch up the clear resin or whatever you're using. You may already know all that. Not trying to. If you know, you know. But yeah, I have found that that's the best orientation for stuff like that is just set it straight up and down. Go back and catch up with the chat here. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, straight up and down is the way to go, dude. And you're just gonna want to put shrink your hole punch down as small as you can. I think I get mine down to 1 millimeter, and then I'll punch a hole in the tip of the lightsaber blade. And then once I get once I have everything good, I'll take a bottle. I have this, I use this clear UV resin. They use it for like jewelry and shit. I'll put a tiny drop of that on the tip of the lightsaber blade and then sand it down with a soft bit on my Dremel tool. And I can show you what that is too. Get ready to screenshot. So you can screenshot that, go on Amazon. A whole box of these are about $8 USD. And they are fantastic for sanding like support bumps and shit. This one's pretty heavily used already. They come with different abrasive, like 80 grit, 120 grit. Oh, you just got a whole pack of them. Awesome. Yeah, these things are freaking awesome. Yeah, they work so well. They don't last too long, but I think that's to be expected. It's looking a lot better. Okay, cool. All right. I think we're good here. Base turned out fantastic for being a solid print. Not bad at all. Get that torso in there. This little staff is solid, so I'll just clean that off by hand. Otherwise, it'll fall through the little grooves in the rack. See, I already tore a hole in my glove. I want to fix that really quick. So those came off really nice.
Restart. Let's do it.
Ah.
2 seconds.
Oh, Chad's restarting his live stream. Once again, big shout out for Chad Caruso, skateboarding across the United States, brother. Dude is a true G. He's a real one for sure. Doing it all for charity. Started in Venice Beach, California. And he's on his way to Jacksonville, Florida. Bro just rolled into Jacksonville, Florida this morning. Fucking incredible. Absolutely insane. I know I couldn't do that at my age, but man, I really wish I was still able to. I mean, if anything, I'd love to just meet the guy halfway and say, hey, what's up, bro? You're freaking awesome. So even my supports that I throw away, I go through and get those as exposed as possible. So my short deck, I actually just gave to my friend that I told you, Tim. I did the screaming hand for my buddy's daughter who just started skateboarding. Well, I gave her my old deck, which was it was just a 5 point deck. So this is my only skateboard right now. It's my Sector 9. I've had this deck for shit. Um 16 years, I think I've had this board. I like it because it's got a nice tail on it. It's more of like a elongated like street deck. Yeah, that's my only board right now. But I'm gonna buy one of Chad's. I'm gonna buy one of Chad's Gump decks. Oh, I'm actually gonna buy two of them, and I'm gonna give Krista one. Krista Houghton, we see her in the chat. Shout out, Krista. What's up, girl? Um, yeah, I told her I'll just buy her one of Chad's decks. If I could get Chad to sign it for her, that would be super cool. Love and support. Phony Hawk. So true story. I don't really talk about it in the chat except for the one time, the very first time I saw Phony Hawk in the chat. I was testing him because I actually know Tony. And yeah, that's when he kind of admitted that he wasn't the real Tony Hawk. I was like, yeah, of course you're not. I know you're not. Tony doesn't have the time to be like on Chad's. I mean, that would be cool, but Tony doesn't have the time to be on Chad's live stream all the time. Bro is busy as fuck. So I got sponsored by Pal Peralta in 1997, 97, I think it was. No big deal, just like a shop sponsor. I can't click the like button right now. So I got to know, living here in Ventura and, rolling up to Santa Barbara all the time. We would go skate the Powell factory, the skate park they had there at the old Powell factory. It's supposed to be a joke, but it's a testy one. Yeah. So I got to know a lot of the cats from Powell and stuff growing up. Same with 8th Street, Dogtown. I'm really fortunate. I grew up in Southern California. Myself and my friends, not trying to pat myself on the back, but we were all pretty fucking good skaters. And so I was really fortunate to get to grow up skating with these guys. Skated quite a few times with Nadas back in the day. Shout out to Oscar, put down the knife. Good old Nadas Copas. So yeah, I've been pretty fortunate. I don't really talk about it on the channel, on Chad's page, just because like everybody's always like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I don't care. You're welcome to go over to my channel and see me giving a print to Frankie Hill. Shout out Frankie. What's up, dude? Another good friend of mine from skating days. Yeah, if you go to my videos, I have a video of me giving Frankie his Christmas present that I made for him. I designed a plaque based on his logo, and because he has a bulldogs, he has the bulldog on Frankie Hill boards. Um, we decided on a bulldog skull that he really dug on, and so I 3D printed a bulldog skull, an actual bulldog skull. It was a scan, and so I used AI to make the plaque that the skull attaches to, and then got that all figured out and printed it out and painted up, and then did the bulldog skull, and that was Frankie's Christmas present. He was pretty stoked on it. He's got it hanging up in his house on his art wall next to one of his bulldog skateboards. Pretty cool. So these supports are all coming off nice and easy, super easy. Looking really clean. And so I'm basically just getting these all ready to go into the next bath, which is going to be the simple green. Simple green. See how our head looks. So for anybody that watched the chat or watched the channel yesterday, the live stream, we were setting up this print. Everything looks really good. That stubble's going to be fun to paint. This is a little 5 o'clock shadow. So yeah, if you watched the chat yesterday or the channel, I was explaining how I did my automatic supports. I changed a few things that makes them a lot easier to come off. And you're seeing that in real time right now. So nice and easy. Everything looks really good. I usually take like a little toothbrush or something and kind of go around. Try to get off all these little teeny tiny supports that are on there. Never takes them all off, but it gets a lot of them off. Sometimes you can just rub them, they'll pop right out. You can see those nice fat drainage holes we put in there. Cool. All right. Oh, don't want to forget. Take our UV light, go through these supports. Now, I should say for the kids in the back, you should always be wearing a mask when you do this. And it's good to have a fan going too. I feel like this light is getting more dull. I may need to replace it. I remember it being a lot brighter. Here's my fan up here. Oh, that's better. I was starting to cook in here. But yeah, I just like to go through all my supports and shit and get them as exposed as possible before I finish. Before I throw this away, you want this all exposed so it doesn't go to the dump and cause a fire and major fucking health hazard for people in the neighborhood. You gotta care about our fellow peoples, even though some of them suck. All right. So we're done with the dirty bath and the dirty resin. I still need to buy 4 more of these things. Well, I have one right there, but I keep it in a tub like this, and then I put the lid on it. Because if you're in my situation, my wife comes home, we do park our car in the garage. When the garage door opens in the late afternoon, the sun shines right in here. And another thing I learned the hard way is that dirty resin, that tub, because I guess you could paint them. You could paint them white or something, as long as you get a really good thick coat of paint around the whole thing. No sunlight could get into it, but that's why I keep it in the tub, is so that sunlight doesn't get through when the garage door opens and turns my entire resin vat into a giant, like, mass of fucking goopy alcohol alien shit. Oh, you know what? I forgot I was supposed to add water to this, because this is just straight simple green. It's actually a concentrate, and it doesn't have to be that strong. So a big shout out to Kenny over at Hobby Link International for showing me this method of cleaning your 3D prints, because I've had really good clean prints ever since I started doing this. Like it really, really cleans them out really well. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and drop everything in here. Let's do a 6-minute run there. Oh, it smells a lot better than dirty resin. While that's washing, I'll come over here and catch up with the chat. Sorry, guys. Oh, it doesn't look like anything. Everybody's being kind of quiet. How's everybody doing? How was your day? What did everybody have for dinner? That's the big question. Sarge, what was on the menu tonight, my man? I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. Where's Chad now? What's up, Krista? Big kudos again to Chad Caruso. Freaking killing it, brother. Oh, that's right. I need to take Beast down because he's due for a cleaning. Oh, I really don't like him in this spot either. Not, I didn't mean Beast, I meant Juggernaut. He's got to go upstairs tonight for new pictures and a good cleaning and new pictures. I really love how the veins turned out. It's like one of my favorite parts about this model. I was so stoked on how they turned out. Oh, that's dusty. Holy mackerel.
But I don't touch the money at all. So it's doing GoFundMe. The giving fund, it goes directly to Natural High. I don't touch the money. I don't get a tax write-off. I don't get anything from it at all. 100% selfless giving to Natural High.
That's fucking cool, Chad. So Chad was just explaining that he doesn't touch the money at all. Everything goes straight into a GoFundMe. 100% of the money goes straight to Natural High. He doesn't do a thing. So I'm assuming all that money that, he quite a few fans and supporters will stop on the side of the road and give Chad like, 20, $100, whatever they can do. I'm assuming maybe he's living on that partially, but I know Chad makes his own money too. Guy's a straight up G. What's up, Tim? Welcome back, brother. So I was saying, what's everybody having for dinner tonight? I always ask that question on my live streams because I love food and I generally cook for my wife and myself every night. So sometimes when people tell me what they have for dinner and stuff, it gives me ideas about what I should do for my wife and I for dinner. Oh boy, you were dusty, brother. This is my juggernaut model that I did way back when. Not way back, about maybe a year ago, I guess, year and a half now it's been. You might afraid. No, I can't do manwich again for a while, man. That's like a once a year thing that I'm able to do because my wife doesn't like it. So here's something I need to do magnets for Gambit is something like this. It'd be so much better if I had a magnet for his head, so I could just I think a magnet would have worked better. Gambit, you did this one too, didn't you? If I remember right. A woman witch. Don't let the ladies hear that, dude. They'll think you're sexist or some shit. They always find an excuse. Oh my god, I can't believe how dusty this was. Wow. I don't know if Gambit is still with us. I was asking Gambit if I think he did this same model, if I remember right. I, I liked his. Should be just about done with our simple green bath.
You were getting out of like city-ish stuff, so now I'm getting into bug bite territory.
Shit, I broke something. I'll have to reglue that. Just remind me to bring my glue back upstairs. You just did the one head, okay. Oh, it's no big deal. It broke like right at the seam, like the insert point. I think it did, anyways. It wasn't on there very well, anyways.
But I saw a message and I saw yours deleted, and then you said something about it. Maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah, I'll have to mess with that later. So our simple green bath is done. And this is just water that I keep in this bucket. It says a clean IPA, but that's incorrect. Oh, what's in there? What is that? Oh, there's the other steeple or thing that I had. So this is just the water that I used to rinse off after the simple green. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a towel or something that I can drape over these when I'm not using them. Don't want any sunlight getting into them. And again, this water is just to rinse off any of the simple green that's on the model. By now, they're already pretty clean. Love the way this base turned out. That's solid too. It's got some good weight to it. Which is good because that'll help hold the model down. There's that other little bag. Did I already take it out? I keep losing these bags inside the resin thing. That's cool. I'm just gonna reprint them all anyways. Okay. Ah. Last but not least, clean alcohol. Yeah, I think I can put one more bottle in there. I'm not too worried about the head and hands because they're hollow anyways, but we'll just throw them in. Why not? Our Chad's meeting fans. That's so cool. He's such a gracious guy. And like Even though he's got to skate across the United States, he's still got to get all the way to Jacksonville. He's he still takes the time to stop and say hi and stuff. Such a nice dude. I haven't cleaned this area off in a while. Okay, so the last one, I usually just only go like 4 minutes, just long enough to do a couple of cycles. I just heard some lady say, "Aren't you tired?" Chad's just like, "Yeah, a little bit. No big deal." He's a friggin' beast. Let's just set you down right here for now. Where are we at? Okay. Gambit, what did you guys do for dinner tonight, man? So Gambit is uh lives in Ireland. So it's getting a little late where Gambit's at. Is it 4? Oh shit, it's midnight where Gambit is. Damn, bro. Well, as always, big, huge shout out to Gambit Neo. If you guys are into 3D printing or painting, or it's just relaxing for you to go check out the video and watch. Gambit's easy to listen to. He does some great videos. Same big shout out to Sergeant Digital Design too. Go check out their channels. Give them a sub. Show them some love and leave some likes. I highly recommend checking out their channels. Sarge also does really fun videos, and he has a super cool theme song. I do not have my own theme song. I'm not worthy. I don't even know what the hell I would do. Rice, vegetables, and chicken. I think you just hit the nail on the head, Gambit. That's what I'm gonna do tonight. That's what we're doing for dinner. I gotta pull some chicken out. That's a fucking great idea. That sounds really good and healthy too. My wife and I generally try to eat pretty healthy, especially for her. She's immunocompromised and has like bad allergies and stuff like that. So it's important for me to make good, healthy food for us. And I'm just old, so I got to eat good too. It's a good thing to eat healthy. Can't have uh can't have manwich all the time. So just above my drying station. So after everything's rinsed out and all, I put them in the bucket to dry. And up here, I've got this little computer fan, and you can see it blows air directly down here. So it really does help out the drying process. Get that turned on. It's adjustable. It's just a little computer fan, but it kicks out some air. And then I've also got my fan over here, and I usually just keep that kind of aimed over at that station. Keeps a lot of airflow. And basically, when you're doing this stuff, you want as much ventilation as possible. Oh yeah, Gambit. Here's my I'm sure you've seen it. My Cobra 2 Max FDM printer that I never use. The most recent thing I printed on it was the base for Hellboy. I think it was Wicked's Hellboy. Ugh. And it turned out pretty good. I call it the birthday cake. It just looks like a fucking birthday cake. But even though I had a fairly successful print with it, I'm still not happy. The details Like all these little spirals and shit would just look so much better printed in resin. Same with these rocks, you know. No amount of sanding and prep and shit that I'm gonna do is gonna make that look better. I mean, I could probably just pour, do like UV resin over it. In fact, let's try that just really quick, just to see how it would look. I don't care if I fuck it up either.
Hey, my man, Peacock. PJ, I like saying Peacock, but PJ ain't kill with that crap. Rumble, young man, rumble.
It's worth the shot. See if it cleans up that spot. I mean, it worked all right, but it's taking out detail. Like I said, I don't really care. When I do the base, I'm just going to resin print it. Sorry, but your printer, its accent new printer is almost like resin.
Strips everywhere. What kind of a cat does this? It's reckless.
Yeah, I mainly just did this part to put my I mainly just printed this to put my printer through its paces because I didn't have it for like 2 years and I had to readjust all the settings and level it. And this was just the first thing I printed besides a couple of fucking bottle openers and shit like that. So you can see the clean resin bath is like looks untouched, like the models are pretty clean by the time they get there. It's redundant. It's a good redundancy. And here on the shoes, you can see the little drainage holes I put down there. So these just need to dry for a little bit. And then we can start doing post prep. Oh, I see. There's 2 keys for the boot. Oh, that fits on there pretty nice. Good keys. That's a good fit. Very cool. That just needs to dry off for a little bit, and then we can start some post prep. I don't even know what time it is though. If I have time, I still need to print the torso, so I don't think we're gonna get to it all today. Uh, Obviously. Oh, how did I do this? That. I know I had an old towel or something around here somewhere. That'll work. Good enough. All right. Ooh. The Cobra 2 Max is ancient. I'm not surprised to hear that. Like things like this, just they don't last long. Before technology runs so fast that by the time you've had a printer for 6 months, it's already outdated. 6 months, 6 months later, it's outdated. Either way, I don't use FDM enough to reason buying a new FDM printer. Not anytime soon. And the Cobra 2, I already sold it once and bought it back again. So, yeah, no reason to consider buying a new one yet. But I can appreciate that. I'm not surprised at all to hear that my printer would be considered ancient. So yesterday, I was saying how like you want your drain holes to be big enough to so that you can get a UV light down in there and expose it. And that's what I mean. I can these holes are big enough where I can just joking. No, yeah, you're probably right, dude. Now I can get this UV light on here and expose the inside of the model as well. You just want to make sure that UV light gets into everything so that everything's cured. You don't want that model like busting open and oozing resin out on a client's dresser or something. Oh, hey, Krista, what's up, dude? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I was gonna say, girl, don't yeah, please don't take away time from Chad's channel. I never want anybody to do that. This is the screaming hand that I was talking about doing for Chad, though. I already got it printed, and I'm just starting to do kind of some of the prep work to get paint down on it. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Krista, because guess who's up on my monitor? Yeah, I've got you. Normally I play music, but this last whole month I'm typically I've got Chad's stream going on my other monitor. Yeah, I appreciate that, Krista. Thank you. But I also know that Chad isn't he's not materialistic at all. Like he's not into things. Like I have a feeling like his house is very minimalistic. I just picture it in my mind that his house is really minimalistic. So if he wants it, I would send this out to him. And I was thinking, because it rests like this, and I was thinking about putting like Chad Caruso Skate Across America in like blood, like dripping, because this is like a bloody stump basically, and I would have that on there. Um, but I'm gonna print another one also because I'd like to send Tim Fine. Um, Chad is our man. He's the G. But yeah, I want to print and again, my name is Ron. Krista, you're welcome to call me Ron. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for popping in. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Pretty please. My obligatory thing I have to say. But I really appreciate you taking the time to pop in and say hi. I never want to take away from Chad's channel though. Like I even have Chad's channel still running on my monitor upstairs in my office while I'm running Chad's stream here on my monitor in the studio. And this is my printing studio here. So I've got this is my art bench where I do all the painting, and then my airbrush station. Some models I've already finished up here. These are my resin printers and just like general supplies, paper towels, resin, stuff like that down here. And this is the Daredevil model that I'm working on right now. just took that off the printer and got it cleaned out. And this is the curing station, and then this is where my FDM printer is. And then this is a giant project that I'm working on for Star Wars. This is a scene from Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan Kenobi rides Boga. She's that critter, and you can see how big Boga is. This model right here is kind of the bane of my existence right now, just because it's taking so long to sculpt and clear up all the scales on it and stuff like that. I really need to get back to work on it too. There's a little pumpkin I did for Hobby Link International for their Halloween group build. I've got like a little sexy witch up here that I'm going to be doing for this year's Halloween group build. She's pretty cool. But yeah, this is the 3D Painter Studios, and my name is Ron. My buddy Beast here. You see him on my profile picture for my channel. Just some other tchotchkes and stuff up here from my travels. All right. Oh, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. And like I said, I never want to take away from Chad from his channel. Super important to keep supporting. Oh, thanks, Krista. That's really nice to say. I appreciate you. Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You're way too kind, girl. Yeah, today I'm just kind of I started my day off with a pretty nasty migraine. I ended up throwing up and taking a hot shower and a little nap. And then my wife comes home from work about 12:30 for lunch. So I made sure to get up in time to make her lunch for her, and we sit together and hang out. And I was finally feeling good enough to come down and live stream today. So here we are. But yeah, I never want to interrupt. I'm never on Chad's stream to like try and gain supporters or subscribers. I mean, or anything like that. Anybody that does want to hop over, I'm honored and thankful. But I also want everybody to know I'm definitely not trying to take away from Chad's channel at all. Like I said, I'm even streaming Chad while I'm in here working. Like I am sticking with this trip for till whenever he gets back to Jacksonville. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. We were actually just talking about like one of the questions I always ask my subs or people hanging out is what are you having for dinner tonight, or what did you have for dinner? And Gambit Neo, he won the award for best idea for dinner. Right on. Oh, Gambit. All right, cool, man. Thanks again. Yeah, guys, shout out to Gambit Neo. If you're into 3D printing and painting or just watching somebody paint, can be really relaxing. Go check out Gambit Neo's page. One of my other subscribers here is uh, Sergeant Digital Designs. He also does some absolutely fantastic work and has an awesome channel. So please feel free to check him out. Jennifer made spaghetti. Awesome. Yeah, have a good night's sleep, Gambit. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, much love, bro. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning, maybe, and we can try a test stream with OBS. And I'm gonna work on more of that tonight, trying to figure that out. Uh, so yeah, I think I'm gonna print a second one of these. Um, if Chad says he doesn't want the Screaming Ant or doesn't need it or wants me to gift it to someone else, I think I'm gonna send it over to Tim, Mister Tim Fine, who's also been on the entire trip with us. So, I mean, I don't know. I should ask Tim too. Like, is this something you'd be down for, Tim? Do you like the Santa Cruz Screaming Hand? Would you want this sitting around your house somewhere, taking up space? I generally give these away. Typically, my models are always for sale, but when I do anything skateboard relating, I do those for free. You can go to my videos section on my channel too and see the bulldog skull and plaque that I did for Frankie Hill. Um, yes, I actually know Frankie Hill. I actually know Tony Hawk. I grew up skateboarding in Southern California, and earlier in the chat today, I was explaining like I don't really talk about it much on Chad's live stream because most people are just like, yeah, whatever, dude. You're lying. But true story. I know these people. Grew up skateboarding with them. Um, but yeah, you can check out the bulldog skull that I made for Frankie Hill. It's a pretty fun video. Yeah, I'm definitely not a stream sniper. Hell no. I appreciate that, Krista. Apparently, Glixo doesn't think so, though. He blocked me for some reason. I don't know why. I thought that was kind of funny. Apologize. I'm like, I know I can come off gruff with some people. Not all personalities match. And I'm a skater. I'm kind of an aggro dude. I know that I'm not perfect. So you would like this, Tim? That's cool, dude. I'll send you one, man. I have no problem with that. Long as you don't mind sharing your address with me, you can add me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as the 3D painter. I think my profile. I think my profile picture is the same as my profile picture for YouTube here on Instagram. Yeah, it is. It's just the picture of Beast. So yeah, if you add me on Instagram, you can instant message me, and you can share your address with me if you choose to do so. And when I finish painting this, which I will live stream the painting as well, um, but when I finish painting it, I'll send you one. And if Chad wants one, I'll just make another one. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I've seen in other videos Chad's done that he's not like a materialistic guy. He doesn't have a lot of things, and I know people from all over like give him stuff all the time. So I'm not even sure this is something that he would be like receptive to. I just thought it would be something fun to do in honor of his journey and the cause. Something fun. And it gives me something to do. I mean, I'm on disability. Having a hobby like this has really, really helped me out getting through this year of not working. Give me other things to work on. Not only working on myself, but making lots of cool projects for people. I got a couple commissions. Made, made some decent money off of those. That always helps. Birdman is your top favorite skaters on principle alone. Oh, Tony, yeah. Oh, on Instagram, Tim is just the 3D painter. Let me see. I can bring it up right now. Show you. It's private, so you have to send a request. Oh, what's wrong with my friend Kristen? I'm gonna have to find out later. This is my profile here. So same picture with Beast on there. Wait a minute, why is this posted twice? This is a dragon I just did for charity. Tim came in a few times and watched part of that. Apparently, I have to delete one of these. It's weird. I don't know how I double posted it. Yeah, I was saying my Instagram profile's private, so you have to, you know, ask to follow me. I have to give permission. But you guys are cool. I trust you. I have pictures of myself and my wife on there and everything, so I don't let just anybody join my Instagram. Let me know if you didn't find it though. Krista says I forgot to do that already, Ron. What did you forget to do, Krista? I'm sorry. I get lost in chat sometimes. I go on tangents. It's my ADHD or my ADD. My wife has ADHD. Hell yeah, more supporters. Go Chad, go. What mile is Chad at now? I'll be back up in my office before too long here. What time is it? Yep. My wife's off work in about 10 minutes. I got to head upstairs and start getting dinner ready. I'm the cook in the house. My wife, don't get me wrong, my wife can totally cook. She just doesn't love doing it as much as I do. I love being in the kitchen. I'm also better at cooking than my wife is. Like I said, she's a great cook. She's good, but I was I was raised in a kitchen. My mom was a professional chef and is a or yeah, was a professional chef, is a professional chef. Oh yeah, Krista. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I got you. No, when I get the chance, I'll accept your request if you guys want to follow me. But that's where you can instant message me. Don't let me forget too. I gotta I am Chad to see how I acquire one of his or two of his skateboards. So when I get that check, so I was explaining earlier, Krista, my workers' comp case is getting settled, so they're sending me a check. Hopefully, I should have it pretty soon. Um, Regardless, though, I'm gonna be messaging Chad to see how I can get my hands on a couple of his Gump boards, so I can get him to sign one and send it out to you, Krista. And if you need a reason, if I need to have a reason for that, I'll just say, you're a cool chick. You're super supportive and awesome, and you deserve a Chad Caruso skateboard. That's why. I think that's all the reason I need. Oh, no worries, girl. No worries. All right, so that's looking pretty clean. That line is still a little bit visible, but it's on the bottom down here where we're not going to see it because it rests like this. Or at least I think that's the best orientation for it. I guess you could do it like this, but it doesn't look as good. You know, if you have it resting like this, you see you see the hand. Whoa! Did he just say 68 miles? He's at 68 miles already. Holy shit, bro, you're killing it today, man. But yeah, when I get finished with dinner and everything, I'll sit down and try to send Chad an IM about getting a couple of his decks from him. I guess I could just check his own website too. I know he has a website. I would assume I would assume he sells his merch on his website unless I have to buy that through the company that sponsors him or whatever. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's totally crushing it today. So what time we got? It's 4:26. Right. Yeah, I got time. I'm gonna have one more smoke here in the studio before I head back upstairs. I think most of the people that were here for the 3D printing and painting part are gone, unless you guys are starting to get interested in it. Does anybody have any questions or comments, anything about what I'm doing in here? I know this is kind of alien to you guys, maybe. Wish you had a smoking studio. Yeah. My wife, I'll admit, my wife and I, so we bought the house in 2008 and it was already a smoking house. And my wife and I both smoke. Except I smoke clove cigarettes, these stupid fucking things. And she smokes she smokes Camel Blues. And anyways, the house was already a smoking house, and they were like, "Do you want us to paint?" And we were like, "No," because we bought it on a quick sell, and for X amount of more money, they would paint the house and everything for us, and we were just like, "Nah, don't worry about it." Um, my wife had gone through a pretty ugly divorce, and then I was just finishing with my divorce, and so we were both smoking like chimneys at the time. And sorry, I was just checking my Instagram real quick here. Oh, follow requests. There we go. Krista, you're confirmed. Cinnamon whiskey, no. Brotherhood Secret 3D Studios. Yeah, I'll confirm them. Gambit follows them. Das Wagen wants to follow you. Ian, I don't know who that is. Unless is that Tim? Is that you, Tim? Are you Ian? I'm just assuming your name is Tim too. I mean, is that your name, Tim? Tim, I'm gonna go outside and smoke like a peasant. But yeah, we just decided that, eventually we're just gonna paint the house ourselves because we're kind of particular about what we wanted to do. And once we paint the house, well, the other thing is we got to remove the fucking popcorn off the ceiling. So once we do that and paint the house, we won't be smoking in the house anymore. And the plan is we're gonna quit again. I've quit for like several years at a time. Like when my daughter's mom was pregnant, I quit smoking, and I didn't smoke for like 4.5 years. And then my daughter's mom and I split up, and fucking custody battles and all that shit later. I don't know how many times that bitch tried to take me to court. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, it was difficult. No excuses, though. Smoking's just a stupid habit. Real dumb. This is how dirty my workbench gets just after like 2 days of dust collecting in here. It's fucking nasty. And my garage is really well ventilated too. I don't get it. Yeah, I've only been married once before. My daughter's mom and I were never married. My ex-wife is an American, and she was a school principal overseas in China. So in 2015, I sold my business, um, moved to China for a year, found out she was cheating on me with her baby daddy when she'd come back to the States, and then and a couple other dudes apparently. And as soon as I moved back to the United States, I told her I wanted a divorce. It was tough keeping it was tough keeping it a secret that I knew she was cheating on me or had cheated on me. And I mean, fuck, I've never cheated on anybody in my life. I can't even comprehend that. But anyhow, yeah, I told her I wanted a divorce, and that was that. My wife's ex-husband was just a piece of shit that never worked and didn't take care of her properly or anything. And my wife is not only an awesome, wonderful, incredible, drop dead gorgeous, beautiful woman, she's also my best friend. I mean, I can't imagine living without taking care of her and spoiling her the way I do, the way we both do. You know, my like we've been together for 10 years now, going on 10 years. Um, Tim lagged super hard for a second. Thought you were showing us the board again. Yeah, cheating's fucked up, dude. I can't even comprehend it. Like, if you don't, if you want to do that, like, just leave. It's so fucking stupid. But my ex-wife was a sociopathic narcissist, anyways. You know, she's a California blonde, you know, big old fake titties, the whole 9 yards. And my wife Jenny, I'm so blessed to have her in my life. We've known each other for 25 years and been together for 10 years now, married for 5. And I I never, ever, ever get bored with that woman, ever. Like, we do everything together. Like, she's just fuck. I can't even. I get speechless when I think about her sometimes. Like, or try to explain how I feel about my wife. Super gross. It's super gross. I accepted you on Instagram, by the way, Krista. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know if I followed you back. I should probably do that. That's mean. KRY, right? It was KRY, right? Yeah, I'm super super fortunate. I see the back of my head here. I'm like, shit, I need to reshave my mohawk. I got the total Tony Hawk mohawk 90s mohawk shit going on. Yeah, she's definitely my best friend. Let me see. I gotta find you on Instagram, Krista. I accepted your request, but now I can't find you. Krista.
Saving, drinking, fish, drinking, green stout. Wow. Back the side to fat. Oh, rear tiles.
Well, now I can't find you. Let's go to followers, search HOU. There you are. Follow back. Found you. Okay. Oh, you added me. You got a bunch of pictures of Ken taking money out of Barbie's purse to buy dope. That's awesome. Cool. Lots of memes. There's your friend Cleopatra. Aw, she's cute. Hi, Cleo. My wife and I have we have 3 cats and a little tiny dog. Chad's wrapping up now. Oh, that's a narrow ass shoulder he's on. I'd be wanting to wrap it up too. Fuck yeah, 70 miles. That's a good day. Well, it's 4:37 here in California. So I should wrap it up. I got to get back up into the office here and I got to take some chicken out for dinner cuz Gambit won the what's for dinner contest today. He said chicken, rice, and vegetables. And I'm like, that sounds fucking delightful. I'm going to have to do that. So I got to take some chicken out and get it defrosted. I think I'm going to just bake it, season it, bake it.
Hit the big 7-0.
All right. Wait, is Chad wrapping it up? I'll just.
Dance.
I love how people are like, oh, just keep going, dude. Like, bro, fucking. Is he going to keep going? Dude is a fucking animal. There's no fucking way I could ever do this. Even at 40, I think Chad just turned 40. If I was 40, and I mean, I'm in pretty damn good shape for a 52-year-old man. That's because I have a super active job, though. My career is, if I was to badly describe my job, I basically get paid an obscene amount of money to drive around and play with water and listen to music all day. Can you guess what I do for work? Um, but if I was 40 and hadn't torn my knee in half walking up a curb in 2002, I tore my MCL and my ACL clear off my left femur walking up a curb. SeaWorld. No, it wasn't SeaWorld, but that's hilarious. SeaWorld's in San Diego. I'm about 5 hours north of San Diego. I live in Ventura, California. It's between LA and Santa Barbara. I think that's the best way to put it. I guess if you're not from California, everybody kind of tends to picture that you're either in like San Francisco, Los Angeles, or San Diego. Yeah, with no traffic, I can drive to San Diego in like 3.5, 4 hours. I'm right on the coast though. Ventura's it's a coastal town. We just had the Jackalope here too. That was pretty cool. Got to see Steve Caballero. I hadn't seen him in years. Met Christian Hosoi for the second time in my life. First time I met Christian was at this place called the B Ramp. It was this real shitty, like homemade half pipe that was down in the bottom of this barranca. It was kind of world famous for a while. A lot of pros went there. It's where I met Mark Partain, and he gave me my first pro skateboard when he was skating for Blockhead. Shout out to Mark Partain. You were born in Santa Clara. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I am born and raised in Ventura. But anyhow, guys, I should wrap this up. I really want to. I owe you guys a tremendous amount of thanks for coming in and hanging out with me on my channel. I know this is. I tell everybody about my channel too. If it's not something you're into or you don't find it relaxing or whatever, it's really boring shit. If you, but so I really appreciate you guys coming in and check it out. Um, I generally live stream about 4 or 5 days a week sometimes. Usually start about 2 o'clock California time and go until about 4:30, sometimes 5:30, depending, if we're gonna order takeout or whatever. And this is what I do. I 3D print screaming bloody hands and Star Wars characters and Marvel, and I do custom jobs. So if you wanted to commission me, I also ship out kits. So if you can't afford to have a painter or a printer, or can't have a printer because you don't have the facilities for it, like I do here, you can order a kit from me, and I will 3D print everything for you and wrap it up and send it out, and then you can do all the post prep, like the stuff I'm doing here, and paint it yourself, put everything together. Which I sell a few of those here and there. So if that's ever something you're interested in, I can do that for you. And then, of course, I take commissions. So let's say Wolverine's your favorite comic book character ever, and you would love to have a statue. My prices range anywhere from typically like at the lowest about $400 for a figure, upwards of $1,500 to around $5,000 for the like say the big giant model that I'm working on right now for Star Wars. So yeah, that's what I do. This is my hobby job. Hey, Aaron's here. What's up, dude? Dude, finally. How long ago did I send that kit to you, dude? You're finally gonna start painting it? I'm really excited. I'm gonna hold you to it too, dude. I'm sad you just came in, man. I'm actually wrapping things up right now. Aaron Murphy Law here in the chat. He and I have been friends for like 30 years, 35 years. We know each other in real life too. So Tim is very from Cali. Cool. Yes, Steve Caballero is awesome. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, it's been since November, I think. I sent it to you before Christmas. Oh, thanks, Krista. That's very kind. I appreciate that. And like I said, I never want to take away from Chad's channel either. So if I come down to live stream and hopefully you have a way to watch my stream if you care to, and Chad's at the same time. Like I said, I just use another I have my monitor up here. I've got Chad going. Hell yeah, Chad. Chad Caruso, everyone. Yeah, Aaron, if you haven't seen Chad Caruso, oh, you've been lurking. Okay, that's cool, dude. You got to say hi. But yeah, go check out Chad Caruso over at YouTube. Big shout out to Chad, Danny, Krista, Tim, Bird Dog, everybody else in the chat over there. Much love to all those guys. Um, I am the 3D painter, otherwise known as Ron, and I love you guys. Happy 3D printing, happy painting, and have a nice day. And I will look forward to seeing you guys soon. Much love to you all, and